Hey everyone, welcome to my very first podcast. I don't even have a name for it yet, so any ideas, just leave them in the comments below. Today, our topic is the Switch. Surprise! Another person on YouTube talk about the Switch. I'm not going to be talking about the controversies of like, oh, it's a failure, it's a success, because it's not out yet, so I'm just going to mostly dive into the games and all that. But first, I just want, what you're watching behind this is me playing some Super Mario World on some crappy emulation. There's some input lag, but I think I did alright. I think I laid out a few times until the second Ghost House, which have always been my least favorite, because you can't just sprint through them, and, you know, it kind of breaks the flow of the game. That's kind of my least favorite in all the games, and especially Super Mario World. But anyways, let's get back to the topic at hand. The Switch. We're less than 2 weeks away, which is mind-baffling, because not only it's so close, it's just that there's still like questions we have. I mean, we don't even know how the eShop works. They just came out and saying that you can link your accounts now, like the games are going to be on your account, but is that from before, or is that only from here on? So fingers crossed it's from before, because that just means you still have to buy them again. But come on, Nintendo, let's do the right thing here. And like, it doesn't even seem like a lot of reviewers have the system yet. There's been that leak of someone unboxing, which I didn't watch because I don't want to be surprised about my unboxing, but I saw him start up the system and all that, which is cool, but it doesn't seem like many other people have it, which I'm not sure how much before a system comes out people get their systems, their review copies, but I would seem they would be around this time, or at least a little before, so that's pretty interesting as itself. Some other questions that we don't have answers for, besides the eShop, is the mobile app, and how's that going to work? Is there going to be, I'm thinking there's just going to be one app, and then is it going to be like each game will get its own tab or something like that, the scheduled games and friends list and all that? I mean, there's still a lot of questions about that. I just said how it's going to work. And the other thing, I read, and some people have heard this, I think it was on like the Switch website, was saying that you get when you pay for the online service, which I heard is going to be like $20 to $30, which is for a year. I mean, come on guys, it's not a big deal, especially if this mobile app is good. Is the old games are going to have online play, which could be insane. That could be awesome. That could be super cool. So is that going to be out of the right of the gate? Is there going to be an additional fee, or did they just not mean it that way? So, I mean, I don't know. A lot of us would like to know what that is, because imagine playing these old games online. I mean, that's cool. That's really, really cool. I'm excited for that. And just to go into the launch real quick. People were saying this is a weak launch, which it kind of is. I thought my thinking on this is, if they had one more game with launch, even if it was Mario Kart with launch date, I think this would have been a pretty solid launch, because who needs like 5 or 6 really good games at launch? First of all, that's expensive. Second of all, who has the time for that? And if you have the time for that, you probably can't afford it because you're probably not working. So, I don't know. It's not a ton, but what's the big deal if you get Zelda at launch, which could be probably going to be contender to Game of the Year, possibly Game of All Time? Who knows? It's Zelda and it looks awesome. I mean, if you get that at launch, that's a pretty good starting game. Anyways, I'm not too worried about that. There's some good eShop games coming out too, so the main topic, the main chunk of this video, I'm just going to run down the games that are coming out within the first few months. Let's start with Zelda, the big game. I actually don't have too much to talk about, just because I feel like I've seen a lot of videos, but I don't know a lot about the game, and that is a positive for me, because I don't want to be spoiled for that game. I don't want to know much about it. So I've kind of stopped looking at coverage for the game, because I know enough and I'm excited enough. I just wanted the rest to be a surprise. So that's cool. And then another topic of discussion and controversy over the internet is the DLC plan for Zelda. And just quickly go through my thoughts. I have no issues with it. $20 price fee is okay. The first pack, whatever I don't know if it's the first pack, but the initial thing you get is some extra items and clothing at the beginning, or at some point in the game. I'm not a fan of that. I don't want an advantage, a cheap advantage, especially if you get these overpowered items early on. I mean, I want this game to be a challenge. I want it to be played at the mint it's supposed to be played. Other than the costumes, that's cool, I guess. Either way, I don't know. Not a big fan of that. Then in the summer, the second pack comes out, and that's going to be the new difficulty, which I don't know. I guess it could be in the game. Not a big deal to me. And then there's going to be a new map feature. I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean like the chests are going to be on the map now, or like the map is going to be upgraded, or is there going to be extra things in the world to do? I don't know. To be honest, I probably won't come back in the summer to play the game again. I'm sure I'll be done by the game by then, unless it's the longest game of all time, but I don't expect that. But the third, which I think is cool, it's going to add a new story. And even if this adds a campaign that's like 5 to 10 hours, I think the $20 is worth it just for that. Again, there's going to be more challenges on that, so even the ones they add from the second pack, I think I might come play them then, because a reason to come play a game 8 months later, I think that's a great idea, because it'll be enough time away from the game that you're not going to remember every single detail, but you're going to want to play it again because it's going to be awesome, and that's going to be a good reason to come back. So I have no issues with the DLC. The first 2 waves of it or whatever, but once the third part comes out, I think it's going to be all worth it. So, and I don't know if anything else is going to come from that, the DLC, but we'll see. No one really knows. Another launch game is going to be Bomberman, which $50, I believe, and that is way too much. I mean, Bomberman is fun, but I don't really care about the single player, and I don't have any friends. So if I had 7 other friends, I'd be like, all right, guys, let's all put in $5 and get this game. To me, that seems worth it, because Bomberman can be fun and hilarious, but $50, crappy graphics. It's a budget game. I would have been better off if they took out all the single player, made it $20, and just had the online multiplayer and local multiplayer, but sadly it's not the case, so it's going to be a pass for me. I don't know, maybe I'll make some friends by then, but I doubt it, so sorry, Bomberman, it's just a pass for me. Alright, 1-2 Switch. This game's interesting. First of all, I don't know all the games, but they're very shallow, which isn't a bad thing because they look hilarious, if not sometimes embarrassing, and I don't want to play in front of people because playing a game where you're rocking a baby to sleep is it's kind of strange. It's a little embarrassing. But some of them look hilarious, like the sandwich eating one or whatever, the eating contest one. Looks downright funny. I can't wait to play it. I've been practicing all week. I've gained 15 pounds, but I'm going to be the best at that game. But I don't know why Nintendo... It's another game that's $50, which is expensive, but I pre-ordered it. I'm getting it just so I could play with my family and friends. It's going to be a good game to show off the system, and people that aren't hardcore gamers that don't want to play Zelda, it's good to play with them with that. But Nintendo should have took the hit and packaged it with the system. That would have been great, but obviously they don't want to do it. I think the system is more complex than we thought. That's why it's going to be $300, which I was expecting $250, but I wasn't expecting the Joy Cons to be as advanced as they are, so I'm okay with the price. But the game, man, if it was packaged, it would have been a great package. Just like Wii Sports really made a difference when selling the Wii, because look at that game. Look how much money that game was a big reason why everyone bought the Wii. But 1-2 Switch, guys. I don't know, man. We've seen these games from Nintendo before. They're very shallow. We don't know all the modes, all the games yet, but let's hope there's some modes that keep it interesting. I don't really know what they could do, but, like a shuffle mode, like a party, a game board mode, just something to make it interesting, not just click through the 20 or 30 minigames there are, because there's no depth enough to make them that fun, that's going to make them last that long, to be fun. But I don't know, guys. We'll see. Who knows? Alright, so that's that. Once we switch, the verdict's, we'll see. It's not going to be the best game of all time, but let's just hope it's decent. And another thing that people aren't talking about, it seems when I talk about launch, is the amount of indie games, eShop games that are coming out right away. I don't think Shovel Knight, I forgot to do research on this, but I don't know if Shovel Knight's coming out right away, but I mean, that game's awesome, and the new DLC is going to be with it, which is cool, so I mean, that's another great game to add to it. That Setsuno game, that's from Square Enix, it's been out before. A lot of these games are just ported to the system, which isn't bad. I haven't played a lot of them, but some of them some good ratings. World of Goo I played back on the Wii, like in college years ago, so that's cool. And all their other ones like Little Inferno, those are coming out, but all that Setsuno looks cool. I mean, it's like very classic RPG, which some people are into. So not a lot of unique games. They've all been out on other systems, except for Snipper Clips, which I think is going to be a hit. I am like, that's the second most exciting game at launch. I believe it's coming out launch. I think it's at least in March, so it's not going to be much of a wait. But that game looks fun. I believe it's only two. You have to be two people, but I mean, you get two controllers out of the system, which is cool. I hope the puzzles get more intricate because watching the videos online, they look pretty simple, but the art style, the facial expressions, just the animations are really, really cool. I'm excited for that game. Besides Zelda, that's probably, I'm excited to play it. It's going to be fun. Another good game to play if you have, a friend or a partner or whatever. It's going to be good. Let's see. What do I have here? Transferring, just another touch on the eShop is, being able to hopefully when your Nintendo account is connected, you're going to be able to bring your games up from the Wii U onto that or whatever you downloaded before. But I want to see, which I don't think they're going to do, I want to see the games even downloaded from the 3DS on this, the Game Boy games, Game Gear games, all that, but I don't think they will, because I think for at least another year they're going to try to keep the 3DS alive in its own separate thing, which is not a bad idea, but I mean, business-wise, because there's 57 million 3DSs out there, so it's a big market, and I know the software sales have been increasing even in the past year, which is great for Nintendo, but I kind of want to see the switch to the Switch. No pun intended there, not on purpose, but the 3DS is fun. I mean, I love it, but it's old. I want to see HD graphics of these portable games. I'm tired of seeing these low-res graphics, The system's fine, but the Switch can do so much more. What do we got? Even on just the touch of 3DS, I mean, we have that Mario Sports game, which I heard it's going to be bad because Mario Sports games are the best when they're the more wacky, but these seem very timid and almost realistic-ish, kind of. And, no thanks. I mean, Toadstool Tour or whatever, the 3DS golf game, that's great, but why do you want a watered-down version of that? And then the new Mario Tennis used to be awesome, and now it's awful. The Wii U one's awful, the 3DS one was boring. I want Super Shots because it's Mario. I want wacky stuff, and when you just make it tame like that, it's not going to be good, so that's going to be a hard pass for me. But a few things coming on 3DS. We have a new Fire Emblem eventually in the spring, which is going to be great, of course. And then we have that Oasis RPG. Kind of forget what the name of that is. We haven't heard much lately, so besides those two games, I don't know what else is going to be coming for the 3DS. But my prediction is another strong year for that. And then it's going to start going away because the Switch is hopefully going to start taking over. Hopefully start selling well. You'll probably see a price cut by the next year, and let's hope. I guess the pre-orders have been going well so far, so that's a good sign. But moving on, next game that will be coming out in April is Mario Kart 8. And I don't know what to say about this game. It's going to be amazing. Mario Kart 8 might be my favorite Mario Kart. I don't know. Mario Kart DS was great. I know a lot of people like Double Dash is probably equal to Mario Kart DS. I had a lot of fun playing that. But I I don't know. Recently, my roommate, when he has friends over, he's been playing my Mario Kart 8, and I'm just realizing, like, oh man, this game is fun. But with the new version, the new battle mode looks great because the old one was pathetic, and I think I played it once, and I would never play that again. So that'll be fun. But not having new courses, which seems almost like a definite right now, is such a waste. Even if it's just, 2 more cups, that's all it needed to really sell me on this. But I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not. We'll see how busy I am with games and all that. But I don't know. The other thing is the online. Unless they have a big improvement with that, I mean, maybe the tournaments will be more interesting and stuff like that. At least the battles will be fun to play online. But I don't know. It's a hard sell if you own this game before. It's gonna look better. The graphics are pretty much the same, but it always runs at 60 frames per second, which is gonna make it a lot smoother. So it already looks great. So a smoother, great-looking game. I mean, I have no issues with that. It's just the no more courses. I don't know. It's just a shame. It's kind of a waste, but it sold good for Wii U games, but hopefully this will be a bigger audience. So if you've never played it before, I mean, buy it. This game is awesome, so you're not going to be disappointed. Even if you have played it, I mean, it's just tough. I don't know. Especially at a full price or $50 or whatever it's going to be. It's just tough to justify paying that much for the same game again without much new content. Alright, and then I guess we're going to play this game before even Mario Kart, but Splatoon 2. I'm ecstatic for this game. Splatoon 1 was such a surprise. I'm not a big online shooter game person, but I played Splatoon a lot. I think my only qualm with the first Splatoon was they had a big update to raise the level cap and a bunch of new guns. That was kind of the end of my playing, so I didn't really have an interest of leveling up to 50 or whatever from 20 or whatever it was. But I think if they were a little faster on the updates this time around, even though this is going to have a lot more content at launch, I suspect, but that would be a little better because I think it just, for me, it was just a little bit too much of a gap between that. But, so this looks like, I don't know, it's hard to say because it doesn't look drastically different from the first one, and there's nothing wrong with that because the first one, I mean, maybe a little tweaks here and there. I wasn't like a pro player, but if they added some of those, I want to see a new single-player campaign, some new maps, some new weapons, which we've already seen. So Splatoon was just so good. That's all you need for a sequel. So it's awesome. I can't wait to play it. The test fire is at the end of March, which is great, and then it'll come out in the summer, which I think will be early summer. I can't wait. Again, another online game such as like Mario Kart. I want to see some improvements online. We already know you're going to make parties. You're going to be able to voice chat, which is already a big improvement. Hopefully you're going to be able to find friends while you're playing, not just have friends from outside the game. But I want to be able to set up tournaments. I want to see a more in-depth online experience. I want to see this from any game that's online. We're going to get to another game in a minute. But yeah, I mean, I want to see this fleshed out. I'm not even a big online gamer, but some of these games are big into multiplayer, and I do want to see a big improvement for Nintendo, because we all know that's definitely their weakest part of pretty much anything, is their online and all that. So hopefully, with this paid service, this app, these parties, and voice chat, we're actually going to see them catch up to, other standard of systems. So, fingers crossed on that. Alright. Let's get into the biggest surprise that, no one saw it's coming, the new IP from Nintendo, and that is ARMS. This game looks so much fun. The motion controls are, in a boxing game, after Wii Boxing, we all dreaded it, but this game looks fun. It looks in-depth, it looks challenging, easy to learn, hard to master. I mean, you've heard that line before, but it looks really true for this. And I guess reading in articles and stuff that once you get good, you're not going to be like flailing your arms. It's just, you really only need to do slight, punches or movements on each controller to punch and dodge and all that. They said there's going to be more characters, maps, and modes, which, that's great. I mean, we haven't seen it all. It's supposed to come out in spring, so, without a date or even a month, this worries me a little bit, just because when I feel like there's no set date, it is likely to be delayed more than if there's a date for it, especially with Nintendo, and their track record is if they don't give a date, definitely could be delayed, but we'll see for that. My guess is if it's not delayed and it says spring, it's going to be May, which isn't that long. It'll only be 2 months after launch, so not a big deal. Again, with this, I think multiplayer is going to be what makes this last, and online multiplayer, I want to see it really, really fleshed out. I want to see, be able to set up your own tournaments. I want to see lobbies like you see in modern fighting games, where a group of 8 people can go in, and then matches will go off with 2 random people and all that. I'm not a big fighting game person. I want to be, but I don't have the skills, so hopefully I'll get into this. But I just want to see more options on online. I don't want to just see ranked and random, just like unranked matches one-on-one. I want to see tournaments, lobbies, all that good stuff. I want there to be a community made for this game. But other than that, I mean, this game is full of character. This has got the Nintendo charm. I mean, I'm so happy to see another new IP after Splatoon just 2 years ago, and now this one. Another great step for Nintendo and all that. But other than that, that's kind of the games I wanted to run through quickly. Some other things coming out. I think the Tetris Puyo Pop actually looks really fun because it's Tetris, and that's great. I think I played Puyo Pop a couple times, so I'm not like real good at that. But the mixture of the two, switching back and forth, some of the modes there looks fun. Again, I don't know. I'm not sure what the price of this game is. I have a feeling it's gonna be another $50 game, which kind of is a bummer. But again, I don't know. Hopefully, this game will go down in price. Then it'll be worth it. And then another interesting game is this Super Ultimate Street Fighter Mega Version 2, the Final Fighters, which I'm gonna pass on this one because again, I feel like it's going to be too expensive for what it is. I know people are big fans of Street Fighter. Maybe this will be great for the tournament scene. Maybe it'll be super balanced, new characters, and updated stuff will be helpful. I don't know. It's just a pass. They say there's going to be this new first-person Hadouken mode, I heard rumors it's going to be like a on-rail shooter kind of game, which could be cool, but again, I'm just going to pass on this game. It's just not for me. But if, for those hardcore fighting fans, cool. I mean, sorry here, but I don't know. Just not for me. And I guess the controller isn't great for fighting games, but there's going to be a fighting stick and all that. So, I don't know. Good luck with that, guys. Anything else, really? Just a rundown? No. Final thoughts on the Switch. I can't wait. Can't wait to go there Monday at midnight. Buy this system, play these games all night. High hopes for this. I just can't believe we don't know everything about it yet. We're that close. We don't know everything about this. Again, thanks for listening to my first podcast. Hopefully things will go smoother in my next one. I won't jumble my words as much. Maybe I'll be a little more funnier and charismatic. But if you sat through this whole thing, thank you all. Remember to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Just trying to start this YouTube thing again. As you can see, my subscriber number, which I believe at the time of recording is 23, which is pretty impressive for me. So hopefully we can get that to 25 and maybe we can get to 10,000 likes because that means a lot. I'm not sure why because I don't know. Maybe if I get 10 likes, I'll find out the reason why people are asking for these likes all the time. Anyways, guys, enjoy the weekend. Yeah, who's excited for this? I can't wait. Alright, guys, see you on the next show.